This is Rummy's Corner. In a lot of ways, Errol Spence Jr. and Terence "Bud" Crawford are modern-day versions of Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny "Pac-Man" Pacquiao. For starters, Spence and Crawford are widely viewed as the two best welterweights today, much like Mayweather and Pacquiao were before them. And also like Mayweather and Pacquiao before them, Spence and Crawford are considered two of the very best pound-for-pound boxers in the world today. But the biggest thing Spence and Crawford appear to have in common with Mayweather and Pacquiao is a complete lack of urgency when it comes to the prospect of fighting each other. The logical fight all boxing fans have wanted to see for years now, much like Mayweather and Pacquiao before them. And I guess that's the other related thing in common, that fans have long been talking about this perennial potential mega bout that inexplicably never materialized. In my personal experience, especially in recent months since it was rumored Spence and Crawford might finally come together, it's probably the most talked about boxing subject I've encountered. Most of the discussions tend to boil down to Spence supporters accusing Crawford of ducking the fight, and Bud supporters claiming that the truth is the one doing the ducking. It's like deja vu all over again. For years, I saw nearly identical conversations going on. Just switch the name Spence Crawford with Mayweather Pacquiao, and the arguments are, in large part, nearly identical. Mayweather and Pacquiao eventually did fight on May 2nd, 2015, more than 5 years after their original discussions broke down for a tentative March 13th, 2010 fight, which is the earliest date the fight could have and should have reasonably happened. But it was still 5 long years. Same exact thing now. Spence first won the IBF belt in May 2017, and Crawford won his WBO belt a year later in June 2018. That was the point that demand for a Spence-Crawford fight started taking shape, not unlike the way Pacquiao's victory over Miguel Cotto in November 2009 created the same type of buzz about a Mayweather-Pacquiao mega fight for the ages showdown. Obviously, with Mayweather and Pacquiao, by the time the fight happened, it lost a lot of its appeal. Both boxers were older and in decline, and Pacquiao had suffered the unexpected KO loss to Marquez. In the end, it didn't matter, because not only was Mayweather-Pacquiao an unprecedented financial success in the long, rich history of professional boxing, but during that 5-year gap, Mayweather and Pacquiao were bona fide superstars whose celebrity status transcended boxing. And all that while, during the 5 long years of Mayweather fans blaming Pacquiao saying he ducked the fight, and Pacquiao fans blaming Floyd and saying he ducked the fight, Mayweather and Pacquiao were big-time stars. And they were big-time earners who didn't really need to risk against the biggest challenge available all that time, each other. So for Mayweather and Pacquiao, from a business perspective, it all worked out in the end. They both earned tremendous money, they didn't have to risk things against the very best available, and when they did fight, it still smashed records. But from a boxing fan's perspective, the entire ordeal sucked, and it sucked out loud. It was a complete shit show. The one fight everyone wanted to see, even people who weren't boxing fans, and Mayweather and Pacquiao were unable to compromise and reach terms. In the long run, who knows? Had they fought back in March 2010 as originally discussed, maybe it would have led to an epic trilogy that earned even more money than they wound up earning. The path not chosen. For elite talent boxers, they only have so much finite time in a career to potentially earn the big money. So the ideal is to stay healthy and carve out a career path that considers risk versus reward with long-term viability, where you want to keep winning, you want to remain marketable, and if you can carve out a legacy along the way, then that's just gravy. So far, Spence and Crawford have had tremendously successful careers, where they each have carved out a legacy of their own. And they have done so without either suffering a major setback like Pacquiao getting brutally stopped by Marquez, but Mayweather and Pacquiao overcame that because they were global celebrities. With all of the similarities between Mayweather, Pacquiao, and Spence Crawford, the big difference is Spence and Crawford ain't no Mayweather and Pacquiao. They aren't global superstars of that magnitude. That's not a knock on Spence or Crawford. That's just the truth. But how much longer are they planning to wait this out? At some point, you need to make a compromise and make the big fight happen. Spence and Crawford have cleaned out 147 entirely. There's no one left. The fight could have, and ideally should have happened 4 years ago. The longer Spence and Crawford let this drag out, the more chances of it being ruined by some unforeseen outcome, be it one of them suffering a loss, or one of them suffering an injury, or any number of other variables. And if one of them loses, I think it probably has a negative impact on appeal, because these two aren't global celebrities like Floyd and Manny. Tick tock, the clock is ticking. So will Spence and Crawford ever fight? Or can we expect another couple of years of Spence fans claiming Crawford is ducking the fight and Bud fans claiming Spence is ducking it? For the record, I don't think either boxer is ducking the fight or afraid to lose the zero or any of that. Much in the same way I never believed Mayweather or Pacquiao were afraid of the fight. In terms of the boxers, sure, there is definitely some ego involved. But the real problem, I believe, and I think most would agree, is the players behind the scenes. Those are the egos that ruin things for the fans. And it's debatable whether their egos always serve the best interests of their boxers. But from a fan perspective, I just want to see the freaking fight already. It's a no-brainer, and there's plenty of money to go around for all involved. It takes two to tango. And a fight of this magnitude, neither guy is apt to be involved in as big an event as this one would undoubtedly be. You have two undefeated welterweight champions, both viewed among the elite pound-for-pound boxers in the world. It's a no-brainer and has long been the only logical fight for either of them. Bottom line, it would be a damn shame if Spence and Crawford don't reach terms in 2023. A damn shame. So what do you think? Will Spence and Crawford ever fight? Please share your thoughts in the comments section. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed and have a wonderful night. This is Rummy's Corner.